What if the legend of King Arthur, the brave and noble king of Camelot, wasn't just a story? What if, hidden beneath centuries of myth and romance, there was a real figure whose life inspired it all? In the mist-shrouded landscapes of Britain, from the ancient Roman ruins of Caerleon to the winding River Usk and the rugged terrains of Gwent, history and legend intertwine in fascinating ways. Amid the turmoil of medieval Britain, as kingdoms rose and fell in the shadow of a retreating Roman Empire, a leader named Athrwys of Myrig emerged. Athrwys, Prince of Gwent and the grandson of the celebrated King Tudrig, lived a life of resilience, courage, and leadership. His story, though less embellished, bears striking parallels to the King Arthur of legend. Could Athrwys, shaped by the chaos of post-Roman Britain, be the real-life inspiration behind the legendary King Arthur? By delving into the historical fragments of his life and the world he inhabited, we uncover a compelling narrative of survival, heroism, and the enduring power of myth. Our story begins in the early 7th century, in the lands we now call southeastern Wales. Here ruled Myrig of Tudrig, a king of two united regions, Gwent and Glewysing. Myrig's son, Athrwys, was born into a world steeped in both turmoil and tradition. These were lands rich with Celtic heritage and marked by the remnants of Roman influence. The 7th century was a transformative time for Britain, a bridge between the fading light of the Roman Empire and the dawn of a new medieval order. It was a world where old ways and new powers collided, and figures like Athrwys played pivotal roles in shaping the course of history. Athrwys' family was no ordinary dynasty. His grandfather, Tudrig, was a warrior king who chose to lay down his sword in favor of a life devoted to faith. After retreating from his throne and living as a hermit, Tudrig was called back to defend his people against invading Saxons, earning him his place as both a saint and a hero in Welsh folklore. This legacy of leadership, piety, and bravery shaped Athrwys' upbringing. One can only imagine the stories passed down through his family. Stories of courage, sacrifice, and unyielding faith. They would have inspired young Athrwys to embrace his destiny. It's easy to see how such a heritage could inspire tales of a future king destined for greatness. As the once and future king, Arthur is said to have united a fractured Britain, defending it against chaos and invasions with his Knights of the Round Table. At the heart of Arthur's story lies Camelot, the castle and court that symbolized order and nobility, as well as the magical Excalibur, Arthur's sword of kingship. Guided by the wisdom of the magician Merlin and bound by a code of honor, Arthur's tale weaves a timeless tapestry of chivalry, bravery, and the quest for justice. What makes Arthur's legend so captivating is its blend of human struggle and mystical grandeur. The stories delve into themes of loyalty, betrayal, and redemption. The Round Table, a symbol of equality and unity, represents the dream of a harmonious kingdom, while the quest for the Holy Grail elevates the tale to one of spiritual pursuit and ultimate sacrifice. Characters like the ill-fated lovers Sir Lancelot, Arthur's most loyal knight, and Guinevere, his queen, add compelling layers of complexity to the narrative. But how exactly did Athrwys' name become intertwined with Arthur's? Linguists and historians alike have delved into the roots of these names, uncovering fascinating links between Celtic and Latin languages. Could the evolution of language have subtly altered Athrwys' identity over time? From a geographical perspective, Athrwys' domains of Gwent and Glewysing encompass regions that resonate with Arthurian lore. These areas were strategic strongholds with Roman-built fortresses and hilltop settlements. Imagine the imposing presence of these ancient sites, their walls echoing with the sounds of warriors and the whispers of courtly intrigue. Such landscapes would have been perfect settings for tales of knights and battles. Furthermore, the period in which Athrwys lived, an era marked by incursions and the fading light of Roman Britain, provided fertile ground for stories of a leader uniting fragmented tribes against common foes. Was Athrwys that leader? Did his deeds lay the foundation for the Arthurian legends? It's tempting to picture him rallying his forces, standing as a beacon of hope in a time of uncertainty. Much like the legendary King Arthur, the life of Athrwys of Gwent was set against the backdrop of post-Roman Britain, a fractured, tumultuous period. Following the retreat of the Roman Empire, Britain became a patchwork of small kingdoms. This new instability attracted new invaders. The native Britons, struggling to retain their territories, relied on regional leaders who rose as defenders. This no doubt set the stage for the creation of legends about heroic protectors and unifiers like King Arthur. The battles waged during this time were fierce and unrelenting. The invading Saxons brought not only military challenges, but also cultural shifts that threatened the very identity of the native Britons. As old systems collapsed, local leaders stepped into the void, uniting their people against external threats. The deeds of these leaders, often considered warrior kings, eventually passed down through oral tradition. Athrwys emerged as one of these historic figures, embodying the resilience and determination of his people amidst the chaos. Athrwys, of course, had been born into a royal family of significant historical and legendary importance. He was the son of Meirig and grandson of Tudrig, both powerful rulers of Gwent. Tudrig's sacrifice in the Battle of Tintern ensured his people's survival, and his story of valor likely served as an early inspiration for the selfless qualities later attributed to King Arthur. This lineage places Athrwys in a prominent position as a leader tasked with continuing his family's legacy. Athrwys' familial connections also provide a glimpse into the interconnected nature of leadership in post-Roman Britain. These dynasties often relied on strong familial ties to maintain their power and influence, and the narratives surrounding figures like Tudrig and Athrwys emphasize the importance of loyalty, duty, and continuity. Such themes resonate deeply within Arthurian legend, where the concepts of lineage and inheritance are frequently explored. Several geographical and cultural connections link Athrwys to the Arthurian legends. History remembers Athrwys as a prince of Gwent and Gluzing, regions pivotal in resisting the Saxon incursions. The Welsh town of Caerleon, with its Roman ruins, boasts the order and grandeur often attributed to Camelot. The River Usk, winding through the heart of Gwent, is both the lifeblood of the kingdom and a natural defense against invaders. These elements may have shaped the narratives of leadership and resistance that became integral to the story of King Arthur. Oral tradition also played a significant role in preserving and embellishing stories about real figures like Athrwys. These tales were adapted over centuries to reflect the cultural and political needs of the time. By the 9th century, the Historia Brittonum introduced Arthur as a military leader, while Geoffrey of Monmouth's 12th century Historia Regum Britanniae added chivalry and romance to the narrative. These evolving accounts transformed a historical figure into the mythic King Arthur, demonstrating how history and legend often come together. The fluid nature of oral storytelling allowed for the integration of multiple influences, blending historical events with Celtic mythology, Christian symbolism, and local folklore. This adaptability ensured that the stories remained relevant and resonant, capturing the imaginations of successive generations. In this context, the life of Athrwys could have been one of many threads woven into the rich tapestry of Arthurian legend. The search for the real King Arthur is as much about history as it is about the human desire for heroes. Athrwys of Gwent's life reflects these ideals, making him a compelling candidate for the historical inspiration behind the myth. He embodied the enduring qualities that Arthurian legend has come to represent: bravery in the face of overwhelming odds, a commitment to justice and unity, and a legacy of hope that transcends time. Whether or not Athrwys really was the basis for King Arthur, his life speaks to the lasting impact of stories of courage and resilience in tough times. Similarly, the legend of King Arthur speaks to values that resonate across centuries and cultures, those of loyalty, sacrifice, and the vision of a better, more unified world. Both Athrwys and Arthur remind us that history and legend are often two sides of the same coin, with each enriching our understanding of and appreciation for the other.